Hey guys, hey, how's everybody doing? Listen, so right now, your girl is currently in the position of a dean's. If you don't know what a dean is, then that is a disciplinary counselor. So some of the things that I do is handle the behaviors around the school. I document, I track, I serve suspensions, I give referrals, I give behavior intervention reviews or responses, also known as minor injunctions, to some of the students that I come into contact that are not behaving and doing the things that they are supposed to be doing as far as following the school rules and keeping our schools safe. So along this journey that I have been on, I have been thinking about what else can I do that is going to be a little less of action. Because right now, in a position that I am constantly moving around throughout the school. I am also many times having to restrain students, having to just do a lot of things that I do not wish that I will be doing as I become a little bit older or grow older in my age. So I was thinking about doing a behavior analyst position, but I also had to come to realization that in the behavior analyst positions, you're still going to have to come into contact, physical contact with students. And I am trying to slowly drift away from doing those things. I really want to just be able to mentor this child, to educate them, to give therapy or counseling to them, and to also help them to find other ways for them to be able to cope. So I think I pretty much narrowed it down. And if I haven't, then I'll explore my options a little later. So I do have a master's in psychology. My degree in psychology is very general. I do know that in many areas you have to have a master's in psychology or higher in order to hold the position of a school psychologist. You do not necessarily have to pursue a doctorate or a PhD in the field of psychology. I went through and I looked at the requirements that my district wanted or required, and pretty much having a psychology level master's degree with minor requirements was needed. I will do a video on my district, and if you're an individual that's watching this video, please feel free to let me know what your school district is requiring. I've also done some research as to the requirements for being a remote school psychologist, meaning you're going to be virtually doing your school psychology, and you're going to be completing that with students around the world. So first thing first, I decided to purchase the Praxis book. So this is what we're going to be studying from. It's the Praxis 5403. And I chose this book because the study guide stated that it was 2024, 2025, which is where we are in our current day of updating information. I did do a lot of research, and many of the books that I saw, I purchased this from Amazon, guys, by the way. Many of the books that I saw, they were very, very outdated, meaning they were 10 plus years old. So this is by far one of the updated versions for studying for the praxis, I figured that this book would be able to give me the most bang for my buck while also helping me to study. So we're gonna do some of the pieces throughout this book. I am going to attempt to summarize some of the information that has been within this book, because I do not want to read it verbatim and catch like a plagiarizing or a copyright for information that I do not own. However, if you're an individual that is also studying to be a school psychologist and you would like to purchase this book, please feel free, and I would love to have you as a study buddy. All right, so this is pieces of information I'm going to be taking from this book. I'm also going to be taking from my state practice prep test, as well as I'm going to be looking at the praxis state test from a variety of states. So the praxis, if you guys don't know, it is in every state but Florida, and I think Georgia as well, but Florida pretty much have their own state exams that they offer to their educators, their psychologists, and their counselors. I also think that Georgia does the same thing. When I did my research, and because I was wanting to see what state I would love to go to after I begin to start my journey, when my babies are, out of the house and they're grown and they're living their own lives, the majority of states that I saw require that you have a 147 to be official in the field of applying for school psychologists. So the goal that we're going for is to get at least a 147 or higher. So with that being said, please allow me to jump into this little book. Let me see how many pages it is. It is a total of, give or take, I'm just trying to get like the basics. It's a total of 246 pages, and then they have like some additional resources and information, which pushes the book to be a total of 256 pages. But the meat of the book is after it goes over, and this includes the practice questions as well, there are sections that provide you with an explanation to the question with the answers, but the meat and the potatoes for this book consist of 161 pages, and pretty much this book is aligned with the praxis, again 5403. So when you're looking at the blueprint for the praxis of 5403, that is what this book is going to outline. That is pretty much the information that is going to be covered. So as I go through the sections within this book, I am going to briefly summarize with you guys some of the things that I have learned and some of the things that I have gathered from this book. I do not see a table of context in this book. However, it looks just like they dive directly into all of the blueprinted headlines that are within the praxis on the ETS Praxis website. I look forward to you guys joining me at a later time. Later.